I want to tell you my life story today. Until I fall asleep from boring myself to death. And that will be a sleep stream. It will be a sleep stream. And maybe you'll fall asleep too from listening to my... That's basically how it goes. I was conceived in this room. Like fucking, what would it be? Valentine's Day of 1984. Let me get my microphone. My father is a transsexual, now, but he hasn't always been. He was born in Tarrytown, New York, like November 21st or 3rd of 1959. And my mom was conceived in the same room I was conceived in. This was my grandpa's house. And then she lived in it in the mid-80s when he moved next door, where he lived until like 1991, 90. But we're still in 1984. Like, my first memories are going room to room, signing a lot of papers. And, like, I remember thinking, like, I just go room to room, you know, like, it's kind of depressing. And then I remember being born. Kind of. Like, I was in a room, like, in the nursery in the hospital. Like, I remember being in that room, like, laying in the little bin, looking around, and, like, I felt this crunch in my eye. Like, everything went dark until, like, I remember doing this to my hand when I was 11 months old, because I saw Satan and I wanted to kill myself, so I stuck in the gear, but I didn't really know. Like, I didn't know that was Satan. Like, I knew it was Satan. Like, I thought, that's Satan. And, like, the next thing I know, I'm fucking myself up. And it wasn't the only time I got possessed by Satan in my life. Because it happened again in 2011. And then, like, I remember going to my grandma's house and going to this other house that was apparently in Portales because we moved there. Like, I was 11 months old when I set my hand on that machine. Like, we didn't live here very long. And, then we moved to Indiana, and like I remember my dad like throwing a ham into the lake behind our house because he was mad at my mom because he didn't want ham or something. She worked really hard on it. That's expensive, you know. They didn't really make a lot. They were like egg farmers. Then, like I remember my sister being born, and things got bad. Like my dad was, he came home from work one day, and my grandma was there because she flew up. I remember my other grandma flying up there too. She gave me some peanuts off the airplane. It was good. But my other grandma. Well, I didn't really like her. And she kept on sticking her nose in her business, everybody's business, because she had too much money and too much time. She didn't really have to work. And he pulled out a gun and pointed it at the ground. And when he fired it, he was like threatening everybody, and then he started to commit suicide and all kinds of shit. And I didn't see him again until I was like 9 years old after he shot that gun to the floor and the room filled up with smoke and he took off. Like, I remember the cops coming, and like one cop like took me over by this tree, and he's like, one day you'll be big and strong, you know, like after all that shit happened. But like I found out later that night my dad ran like 3 cops off the road and probably killed one. Just running from the cops. Like he played chicken with them on the road. Like he went way down, got way ahead of him, turned around, came back and flew like right back at him. And they swerved off in the ditch. And he lost him. And he got to like Oklahoma. He had another kid, Raven. Supposedly have a brother in Oklahoma. Raven's from Fort Worth. Her mom was in his son to arson. But then we lived in Indiana for a little bit longer. My mom got a different house because she couldn't afford the lake house anymore. Started renting. Got this 2-story house out of basement. I remember going in there and like getting water. Well, it was my water gun because we were poor, but it's like a squirt bottle for like Windex. I just put water in it. And there's like a bee farm in the back, and like I was always scared of the bees, and like it's snow in the winter, really bad snow, but we'd make these big old huge forts in the snow, me and my neighbors. Like I was like 3, dude, 4, 5 years old, I don't even know, like young. And then like we moved back to Hobbs in like 88 or 89, and I started going to the nursery. And like at that point in my life, I wanted to be little bitty. Like I wanted to be like able to play in my Lego houses that I built or my Lincoln Log houses. And like I always want to go in the girls' bathroom at the nursery because like there's this really hot chick that worked there. There's this really cute girl my age that I wanted, but like I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what to do, you know? And then I remember starting like kindergarten, and we had to memorize all the months of the year, and like I forgot April. And other than that, like I've passed everything with flying colors. So they moved me up to a grade school, and I went to Sanger the next year from Kids Corner. And grade school is rough, dude. Like I had PTSD, you know. Like I was different than anybody. Like I didn't know. Like I didn't know it was PTSD, and like my mom's like, well, what do you expect? You went through that. You know, it wasn't like, how do I heal? And like I'd have good grades, but I'd have to work really hard. And my mom's just like, it's so easy for you. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. I'm gonna make myself look smart. So I did that. And like everybody thought I was a talented child, but like I worked my ass off, bro. It's like I had to do the work, you know what I mean? You don't just get an A on it if you don't do it. So like, and like my teachers would give me a bunch of homework all the way through school. Fuck them bitches. Because now, if I want to learn something, I can just look it up on the internet. You know what I mean? I don't have to go like 12 miles each direction on a rickety old bus. Back before the days of cell phones. So like we're talking, you know. And like people were so stupid back in the day before the internet. Like like we were intelligent, like we could learn, like we had that ability, but like the mass availability of information on any subject was like limited unless you went to a big city and got in their library. Which I couldn't afford to do. My parents were poor. After my mom got done paying bills, she only had like $13 every payday. Let's see, like memorable events in our school. There was this chick named Lauren Baber. I thought she was so fine, dude. Like, I wanted her babies, you know what I mean? But she never gave me the time of day. She's like, you're helpful. That's it. Like, the only thing she ever told me. I'm still like that. I do anything for anybody, you know? Like, I love people. Like, I don't want to see my homie suffering, you know what I mean? Like, if I'm able to make the situation better, I will. Like, I played basketball in grade school. I got on the 6th grade team at the school. And then I went to junior high. And, like, these black kids are, like, this much taller than me. And I quit playing basketball because they were already dunking in the 7th grade. And I was doing good if I could touch the rim. So I quit playing basketball. I really like basketball, dude. Like, it just made me feel good about myself. Like, I was confident. I was fit. You know, like, I was young, I didn't have acne yet, so I was, like, really cute. Bitches loved it. But they, like, never hit on me, really. Until the 7th grade. Because, like, in 7th and 8th grade, I was a jock. 9th 9th too. I played golf, tried out for the high school team. I didn't make any teams. But I played sports until the 7th grade pretty much all the time. 7th grade I played like football and basketball for the school. We got second in both things in the town, but like I didn't go to the last game of the season. That's the one we always lost because I'd get sick. I don't know if they'd get me sick, so I wouldn't go. They'd do better without me. That was a recurring theme, like getting to the finals and then not going to play or whatever. It was like in high school, I did that when I was on the target shooting team in 4-H. Like we got second state because I went to that. And I was like, fuck it, there's no way we're going nationals. So I didn't go, but they got like second in the nation. And they lost by 30 points. And I beat my substitute by 40, so we would have won. They lost to Texas. All right. All my lovers and my best dogs are from Texas. I had a grandma and grandpa, like, he was in the military in Albuquerque and shit, lived all over the world. But they had a motorhome when they retired because they wanted to travel America. They love traveling. And they'd fly me out to see them in the summer. I'd ride in the motorhome with them. I've been to every state this side of Mississippi except for Oregon and Washington. And like on the other side, just Indiana and Georgia. Because I would fly to Indiana through Atlanta. Because my dad threatened to blow up the plane one time, so we had to reroute our flights. He never got in trouble for it. I was back in the 80s, dude. You could do anything. You wouldn't hardly get in trouble. Then it got bad in the 90s. Then like 2011, he would have been hung. Like 2001. Like Osama time. I don't really want to talk about that. Like I didn't have any family members die or really I didn't know anybody in New York. Like my grandparents were from there, like so that's how I connected to it. Like it's kind of a home to me. You know, I've never been there. But like, shit. I gotta sit down. I met a lot of cool people in Hobbs, dude. Like, most of them moved. I went to Vegas and this chick was talking about my double chin. So I'm kind of sensitive. But, like, I think I've only ever actually dated like one girl from Hobbs. The rest are from like Seminole, Denver City. One was from California, one's from Roswell, two were from Montana. Cause like I lost my virginity when I was 19 because I got too drunk at a party, and like I forgot, like I lost focus on what I wanted, and like I was miserably depressed, dude. Like it was basically alcohol-induced depression, but like it went into all the PTSD, and I'd self-medicate because I thought it made me feel better, but really it was just like killing me. That was Christy Stone, rest in peace. She flipped her car in Seminole coming back from Lubbock one day. Killed her and all of her kids. None of them were mine. Unless there's someone I don't know about. She would have said something. What's that line right there? It's weird. After high school, I tried to go to the JC, New Mexico Junior College, here in Hobbs. And it didn't really work out too good. I was always on drugs, and I was tired of working hard in school. Like, I wanted something new, and I didn't want to work. And I got a job driving cars for a Western Motor Company, Honda. And I'd drive them to neighboring towns, like as a porter, transporting cars between different lots. And I quit going to work. And my mom kicked me out of the house when I was 19. And I took off to Canada because I wanted to smoke weed. Also at BC Bud. So we drove up there. I drove up there in my car. And they turned me back at the border. And I was like, I just drove all the way across the country. Like, I'm not turning back now, you know? Like, I've come too far. Like, who is this government to say I can't come here? I've traveled that far already. Like, have some respect, you know? And I ran the border, and the BMP pulled me over like 1 or 2 miles on the other side. And they impounded my car, took it back to the border. And they wanted $210 to get it out of impound. And they knew damn good and well I only had $200 because they searched me and my car. And, like, I don't know what they expected me to do. Like, an American Border Patrol saved me. An officer, he gave me $10, and I got my car out of impound. He told me about this place in Montana. I had no money, and like, this place is a homeless shelter for teenagers. And I went and lived there. There's like teenagers that were foster children or never adopted, or just got out of rehab, or juvie, like really bad times for people, you know. It's like, it was kind of depressing. Like, it felt like the Island of Misfit Toys. And I did a lot of work there to pay my rent, and my grandma sent them like $3,000. And really, I didn't benefit from that at all. But one time they gave me the key to the kitchen so I could cook. And I did a good job cleaning up on myself at first, but eventually I got lazy. And they took away that privilege because I didn't clean, you know, and I did a mess, and I abused my privileges. They took my key away. And I started driving more because I wasn't able to eat there. I started getting in a lot of trouble. Like I ran a stop sign and wrecked some car, and I didn't pay the restitution on that until, like, this was in 2004. I didn't pay the restitution until like 2008 or 9. But like when you're young, 4 years is a long time, you know. But like it started getting colder than fuck. Like you could see the northern lights. It was so beautiful, but like it was just freezing, man. Like when you're from New Mexico, you can't live up there anymore, like after a certain time of year. So I came home. My dad kept my car because he wanted to drive me back. He rode up on a bus because my license got suspended. And I didn't drive again until like fall of 2005. I came back around Christmas. When I got back, it was cool. My friends, like, there was a good reconnection there. But like, I changed, you know, like, I went from being poor to like homeless. And when I came back from that, like I was just, like when I grew up, I didn't know I was poor, you know? But like when you know you're poor, it fucks with you. Like, just that hopeless despair. And like I was a bum out then. Like my eyes used to be bright. Like I have pictures. But yeah, I moved in with some other friends. I had this gas station before I left to Montana. It was pretty cool. But what happens at the gas station stays in the gas station. Stops being pissed all over my posters one time in there. That really pissed me off. But I lived with them, and like I had been diagnosed schizophrenic while I was in Montana. I started getting a disability check, so I was like, I don't need to work. And they're like, you need to work. And I was like, gutter punk for life. And like they were metalheads, like capitalist fucking bullshit. And they kicked me out. So I went to Las Cruces, and I was going to try to go to college again. But it was way too close to Juarez. And I wound up in rehab down there. And in that time, I met Brandy Raybell, another girl, rest in peace. Oh, when I was in Montana, I fucked Candy. And then I went to rehab and I fucked Carmen in there. I started learning guitar. David Gallagher taught me all the scales. And I started writing music. And then I went to Ruidoso after rehab. was like, I'm gonna live in paradise, but like, there's a lot of drugs in Rito, so like, you don't, like, if you get in deep, and it runs like all of the youth. And while I was there, these native Apache children would come to my house, like young high school kids, and they stole my liquor, and I threatened to get it back from them, and they said that they were going to take me out to the reservation and scout me. So I called my mom, and she came and got me. And I lived with her a short period of time. Star moved back from Dallas, so I moved in with him. He was like 18, 19. I was 21, 22, so you can imagine how much alcohol we drank. And it was pretty cool because really he didn't need me to buy beer, but I did. I remember one night he went out riding his bike and he came back and there's just blood all over him, and he broke his fucking tooth as he fell off his bike on a curb. And I gave him some Coke, and his mom got him a veneer. But that didn't last very long until his mom got tired of me, and his dad kicked me out of his house. I didn't know it was his son's house, but I don't know what the fuck. So, I went back to Las Cruces to rehab. And then I came back to Hobbs. I met Eric that time. Eric Flores, too. The first time I went to rehab was, or after I got out of rehab the second time, like, he went in. And he moved in with me for a little bit because he didn't want to go to rehab really, so his dad came and got him and saw him again. But anyways, I was back in Hobbs. Living with Star again. Over on Park Street. And there's like gangsters in the neighborhood. And they like broke my skateboard and tried to beat me up. But like I whooped their ass. I'm not gonna say what their set was. But they're pussies. His mom started becoming a problem because like she found all my clothes in his apartment, so she knew I was staying there. And I got a house on the south side on Salvation Army on Humboldt by the Tempo Albanza Church. And like by that time I didn't have a car. I had no license. I was getting a disability check. Like, I helped my parents start a business somewhere in between those times. Like, I worked there long enough until they could afford to hire employees, and then I quit. And worked there later. But we'll get to that. When I was in that house, like, I had some really profound awakenings. Like, everything just turned into juice, and like I could smell and taste like the most beautiful tropical juice, like just wonderful flavors. And like everything was like metallic, like glittery, just like lushness of bright colors. And like, I didn't do acid either. I did do acid in rehab, and I think I cracked my back and released it or something, because the first time I did it, I didn't really hallucinate. But that was the first time I was in rehab. And like, I would see like people in astral projections astrally projecting to me. I astrally projected and banged Paris Hilton one time when I was like 20, like October of 2005. She would say things under her breath to me while she was doing interviews. Like, I was like, you rolled my incubus and shit. Like, I don't know what it's supposed to mean. Then I moved back to Las Cruces because I got put in a state hospital. I've been in a state hospital like 8 times. I've been to Big Spring Hospital in Texas once. And I've been to like countless psych wards. I can't even list them anymore. I moved in with one of my dad's friends' son, because his dad died. Rest in peace, Clint, even though you're a child molester. Jared, he was pretty cool. But like, he worked. He's a redneck. He don't like people that just get money from the government. So he kicked me out. I moved back in with my dad in Las Cruces, my father. And it was like the first time I lived with him since I was like 3 years old. And his wife left him and shit a little bit before that. Debbie Evans from Cloudcroft. And like, I don't know what my dad said, but like one time when I was like 20. Yeah, I was still 20. It was summer of 2005. He told this girl that I was like absolutely in love with something. I don't even know what he said. But like, while he was talking to her on the phone, I went across the street and I climbed into this barn up in the loft, and like, I just felt suicidal all of a sudden. I went back to the house and got my phone from dad and everything, and like, I tried to call her again and she didn't want to talk to me anymore. Like, I felt that like we had something, dude. Like, she was like the girl from all the songs, like the one that I would do good in school because I wanted to provide one day. Like, I loved her so much. And like, she's the only reason I graduated high school, despite the drug problem. But I lived with my dad in 2009, and he moved to Dallas to get back with his wife because they got back together. And I bought some Bitcoin. I had a rep pay. I'd only get like $15 a week, so like, I had to buy my cigarettes and all that with that. And I didn't really buy a lot. I got like 3 Bitcoin because they're like $15 each. I slowly accumulated it, but like my ex-wife sold the computer that the wallet address was stored on, so I lost it. We traded it for this fucking Game Boy that was a piece of shit, and I sold it to GameStop for $15. But it's worth like $300,000 now. But while I was living there, I met my wife. She moved in with me after Thanksgiving of 2010. Like, she fucked me on my 25th birthday, so I married her. She wanted to have a youth ministry and like have venues in different towns for bands to play and to do worship services and stuff. Like, she wanted to have a bunch of like whole string and a helicopter to go between them and all that. And like, I was really in love with her dreams, but like, she's trash, dude. I don't know, get into that, because like, I don't kiss and tell. I don't want to tell when other people kiss, but like, there was some kissing that definitely should not have gone on, because she cheated on me. Other than that, like, I moved back and forth from Hobbs to Tulsa once. I'd go to the casino here in Hobbs with like $15, and I'd win enough that I could drink all night. Now it takes like $45 to do that. And you have to make bigger bets because you can't buy a beer with a $5 win off a hand of blackjack anymore. You still get 2 beers for that much. In that process, I lived in a house on Craigslist. I moved in with somebody off Craigslist. Like, they had a house and they were renting a room on Craigslist. But like, that dude stabbed me in the face 3 times one time when I was sleeping. It was like a needle or something, and I moved the fuck out. I went to psych ward, met a dude, had a house, I moved in with him. We'd go to Dallas and shit, it was fun. He was like a former millionaire who went broke, but like, we lived it up. And I lived there until December, and like, he went back to Dallas to work, and I was staying at his house, like house sitting. And there was no heater, no electricity, no gas, no water. And there's like 3 feet of snow on the ground. All I've eaten in a whole month is a pack of hot dogs, a can of beans, 2 sticks of jerky, a hamburger, and a bag of chips for a whole month. And I moved home. I was living in a ghetto-ass hotel, just doing enough work that I could pay my way. Then I met Jenny, and moved to Big Springs. I got threatened a lot by her ex. He ruined my life. And moved back to Hobbs, got away from them. Me and Jenny were doing good. We got a house, and then he started sleeping at our house and she's letting him. And like he's doing meth in the kid's bathroom. Like I found residue of meth on like the bottom of the shaving cream and all that shit. Cause where he mixed it in that little bowl on the bottom. And I blow up, we break up. I told her to buy Bitcoin when we were together. Like, it was the last chance to get in before it boomed. Like, it was like $500 by then. Because she got checks from the federal government for tax returns. Like $10,000 because she had like 3 kids, 7, but she only claimed 3, and mama claimed 3. She bought a bunch of toys and shit. Like, just stupid shit for the kids. Like, you could be a millionaire and provide. Instead, barely get by. So, like, we broke up, and I moved in with my aunt. After my mom bought me a RV, is alright one. Like, one of the first ones she bought me, like, she bought me another RV, like, a few years ago. Before that, like, it was ghetto, so I sold it. And moved to Oklahoma and gave like 1/10 of the money from that RV to the church. I moved back into the RV, but it was on my aunt's property at that time. And eventually my mom let me move into the house I grew up in because she was renting it, and the renters moved out and it was available. So they kind of fixed it up a little bit and let me move in here. It's pretty nice. But like, I'm just laying low. Because of extortion, some illegal activities were performed by me. But it's either that or I die. And like, I was too young to go to heaven. And I still think I am, because God knows I didn't want to do that. Yeah, I'm just trying to get big in crypto. Peace.